Drama also at the White House overnight. President Donald Trump was giving his press briefing when Secret Service agents asked him to go somewhere safe. There'd been a shooting outside. It later turned out that some strange guy, perhaps disturbed, claimed he was armed, rushed police, got shot. Trump soon returned to the podium.
There was a shooting outside of the White House and seems to be very well under control. Somebody's been taken to the hospital. I don't know the condition of the person. It seems that the person was shot by Secret Service.
Rattled by this at all, Mr. President?
I don't know. Do I seem rattled? It's unfortunate that this is a world, but the world's always been a dangerous place.
But a more serious threat to Trump is Democrat challenger Joe Biden, who leads in all the polls with less than 100 days to go to the election. Now, Biden's about to announce his running mate to be his vice president, and the reason this pick is extra important this time is that whoever he chooses could very well become president very soon. After all, Biden is 77 and often seems, and I'm being perfectly frank here, he's going senile, at least very forgetful. So who will he pick to prop him up? Who could, in fact, become the real president of the United States if Biden does win in November? Well, joining me is Barbara Heineback, who was press officer to the wife of the then Democrat President Jimmy Carter before becoming strategic consultant to President Bill Clinton. Luckily, she lives in Australia. Barbara Heineback, thank you so much for your time. What will Joe Biden most have in his mind in picking his running mate?
I think he's going to be looking for states that he can take, hopefully, where there's going to be some danger. If it tends to be a purple state, and that's why this name of, I think it's Gretchen Whitmer, she's the governor of Michigan, and why she's cropped back into the, play again, because her name was talked about a few months ago, then she sort of drifted because she didn't handle the COVID-19 very well a couple of months ago, and she had people marching in front of the Capitol building. She would not allow people to go back to work when we were beginning to have that first phase of opening up the country. The lead runner has been now for some time Kamala Harris, and there are two women from California, Kamala, the senator, and then Karen Bass, who is a congresswoman, both Black American. Kamala has been vetted. She has more visibility, I believe, in around the nation because she was running for the presidency. But if you recall, it was Liz Warren who really gave the first big punch to Joe Biden in the first debates when we had more than a dozen Democratic candidates running. Kamala through the second. Go ahead.
No, well, it's interesting. The names you go through, and we could pick another couple as well, of course, that have been thrown in the mix. All women, most of them women of colour, even. Elizabeth Warren used to say that she was Indian, so, colour a little bit, her left toenail is maybe, I know, but that's what she claimed. But the point is that it seems to be he has to have a woman, and preferably a woman of colour. Why is that?
Yeah, because he said early on that he would select a woman if he were to become the candidate. So he's been just about forced to stick to this now. I don't think he'd have a prayer if he didn't select a woman. So, and then now with the Black Lives Matter marches that have been going on for the last few months, all the pressure around that, the women of color have certainly risen to the top. This Karen Bass, I don't see how she could be a player because she has had such a strong affiliation with Fidel Castro, visited Cuba about 8 or 9 times, and that's just not going to work. So as they begin to vet her, she can't stay in the race very long, I don't believe. Kamala is a tough cookie. She's smart. She was DA of California, did not enjoy a very good record there. And whereas Kamala gave the TKO to Biden in the second debate, and really accused him of being a racist, then she ended up getting the punch from, I think it was Tulsi Gabbard from Hawaii in the third debate, or in that, maybe that very same debate, it might have been the second debate, when Tulsi really took her to her knees and really started to bring up some problems with her DA record. When I watched the Kavanaugh race...
The thing is that, Barbara, you know, I sort of warned her because she was being accused for being too tough as an Attorney General, and I'm just thinking, well, you know, from my point of view, given that she's a Democrat, that might not be so bad. But Barbara, you know, here we are, we're talking about some people who could very well, given problems with Joe Biden, be president very soon if he wins the election. But what are the chances you think that he does win the election? All the polls are for him. What do you say?
The polls are closing. They will continue to close. The reason I look at Gretchen again is because Michigan is vital. Pennsylvania is very, very vital. You know, you've got about 20 electoral college votes coming out of Pennsylvania. Florida, that's been teetering. And although Trump is closing the gap, it was 9-point separation. Now it's down to 3.5 or 4. And oh, look at Uncle Joe run. Isn't that wonderful? And he can still ride a bike.
Well, that's obviously, someone told him, look, there are these worries about how you know, old and dodgy you are. Run to show that you're a really active guy.
Exactly.
Honestly, Barbara, no wonder you're here. You know, you could be over there. The nominee could be you. I mean, you fill all the little boxes. You know, what you're doing here, I don't understand. Barbara Heineback, thank you so much indeed for your time. Look forward to catching up with you the closer we get to the election.
Okay, thanks a lot. See you, Andrew.